Hey yo, what's going on, everybody? It's Tylarious, aka Ty Killington. Oh my god! Listen, there is so much to cover with this gun running DLC. This is a gun running DLC full tutorial. Okay, I'm gonna show you guys everything on here. I've been up since like 4:30 since the DLC dropped and been studying this, going over so I can get you guys a good tutorial. I will have a whole bunch more. I'm gonna break this down because there's so much to cover. All right, so it's a long video. Just make sure you stick with it. All right, make sure you subscribe to my channel for the illest and realest content in the game, and make sure you smash that like button. Okay, let's get right into it. Let's start out. Let's talk about the bunkers itself. Okay, this is how you find it. What you want to do is you want to pull your phone out. You want to go to the internet. Okay, and then you want to go to Maze Bank on the top right. It says foreclosure new. There's new stuff in there. And once you get in the Maze Bank, you'll notice that you have all these different kind of blips. It's a little bit different interface now. Okay, the blue blips though, the blue ones are your bunkers. If you want to, go to the top right and just hit bunkers. That way it separates. I believe there is 11 bunkers that you can choose from, and they're pretty much in the top part of the map. Okay, now it's totally up to you which one you want to go with. I recommend that you go with something that's close to a highway, that's easy to access, and that's probably going to be a little bit cheaper. This one right here is very nice. Any one of these, this little cluster, okay, because they're close, they're decently close to a highway, and they're in the central part of the map, which is very nice because it's easy to access. This one right here, inmate has this. He loves it. I like this one too. Not only is it one of the cheapest, if not the cheapest, it's right off the Del Piro Highway. So it's very, very nice to get. So that's where you want to find them. And you have to scout out the locations yourself and see which one you want to get. Okay, so let's buy one. Let's see what it all costs. Let's see what it goes with. I bought the one that was close to the airport, kind of decently close to a road. I'm kind of iffy on it. But anyways, so you go in there, you buy it. It's 2.2 million or whatever. And then I'm picking my bunker style. Okay, and the bunker style is basically just the interior. You don't have to have any of that. All right, I chose one that was 290,000. Then we went to personal quarters to be able to sleep in there. You don't have to have that, okay? And that's basically, it tells you right there, if you wanted to be able to sleep and change your clothes and change into your hazmat suit or whatever, you can do that. But you don't have to have it. It's 500 grand that you don't need to spend. It is actually even more. Now, next is the shooting range. I do recommend getting the shooting range because it unlocks different technology and accessories for your weapons, okay? You can go with the black targets or the whites. Honestly, you should probably go with the black targets. It'll probably be a little bit easier to see, maybe. I went with the white ones. It wasn't that much more, to actually get those 845,000 though for that shooting range. But it does give you some pretty cool advantages, all right? Next is the gun locker. You don't have to have that. And then it's the transportation. And honestly, I bought this, but you move around quicker on foot than you do with this golf cart. It's just a commodity. It's just one of those things to get you to spend more money. You don't have to have it. I ended up dropping 3.815 million. I could have saved a whole probably $1 million on this though. All right, because there's a whole bunch of stuff that you really don't need. 5, 6, 7. I could have saved about 800,000, but no big deal, right? This is how we learn. That's why I wanted to do this so you guys don't have to. Okay. So that's done. I bought that. Now let's talk about the vehicles. Warstock is where you want to go. You should know how to get to Warstock by now, okay? You'll notice that there's multiple prices on there, okay? And that's for a reason. There's multiple prices because you have to do certain missions to unlock those prices. And I will show you all that. And that's part of the MOC, the Mobile Operating Center, or the mobile operating command or whatever. It's that big semi. So these are, you got multiple different prices, you got all that stuff. So let's talk about the MOC, the Mobile Operation Center. So it is pretty expensive itself. You pick the cab you want. I got the hauler cab, which is the armored one of that picture down there. All you need is the Phantom. All right, it starts out at 1.225. Just so you guys know, the actual trailer is practically indestructible, if not indestructible itself. Just the cab or the actual vehicle that pulls it can be destroyed. But it doesn't. You can just you can send it away and then recoup it, and then you get your cab back. So don't worry about that. Living quarters. Now these are your bays. What I recommend is get the cheapest bay for the first one, the living quarters. All right, and then bay 2, get both the weapon and vehicle workshop, because the vehicle workshop will allow you to upgrade your vehicles and your weapons. I would recommend that, okay? And then, but if you do that, you don't get bay 3, but that's fine. Bay 3, you can just add a basic garage to tow your cars around in. Don't worry about that. So just get the living quarters and then get your weapons command center, and you'll be good to go, and then you're straight. And that ends up costing roughly around 1.8 million for everything. Oh, actually, I just went with Bay 2, so it was a little bit more, I think. But yeah, so that's all you have to do. Go with Bay 1, the 145, and Bay 2 with both the weapons and vehicle workshop, okay? So I put that on there. It takes away Bay 3. You don't need Bay 3, okay? It's not a problem at all. So select that, which I'm about to do. It makes it 1.37 million. Not that bad. And then you can also customize the color, and you can mod that as well. You can add performance mods, but I'm going to do that in a separate tutorial. This is long enough as it is, okay? So remember we talked about those multiple prices for the new Warstock vehicles. Well, how do you get those? Okay, it's directly related to your supply runs and the MOC. So my MOC was outside, and just like the biker mission, you can like tell your vehicles to go away and you can recoup them. That's what I'm doing right now. I told my MOC, my big ass semi, to return to storage, and this is where it's stored at right here in your bunker. And honestly, you're gonna have to just kind of get the feel for your bunker. It's a little weird. It's like a big maze, but here it pops in. And that's I painted it all gold. You know me and my gold, you know what I mean? This is Fort Knox right here. I've already named it myself, Fort Knox. You go inside there, and then you can kind of see like the interior of it, and you can mod this all the way out. You can customize your interior. I'm going to do a separate tutorial for the MOC, okay? So don't worry about that. So here's the weapons and vehicle customization. All right, so you walk through this cab. You know, we'll go back into this later. Now you come up to the living quarters. This is where you have like your guns and stuff like that, where you can shoot people, and there's a flat screen panel right there. You click on that, and then it allows you to do these missions. However, the missions, you can only see how as some of them are locked to 6, 8, 10, and 12. Those are the amount of supply runs that you have to do. So you have to do supply runs. You have to make supplies. You have to go get it and bring it back to your bunker to unlock these missions, which are very fun. And then you will, once you complete the mission, you'll get the discounted price at Warstock for those new vehicles, which I strongly recommend. So let's talk about the meat of it, okay? Let's go into the computer in your bunker. This is the supplies. Your supplies will replenish or will fill up your stock and your research. Your stock level and your research level are dictated by your supplies, okay? So the more supplies you have, it'll fill up your stock or your research or both. Now we're looking at research. There's all these different research things in here, okay? So you have, and there's two ways to get research. Either way, you have to have supplies. But you can either, once you start getting research supplies, you can either pay for the research, which is one at a time. Each one of those squares is one at a time that you can pay for. They're about 250,000 plus, okay? So it's up to you whether you want to buy and just fast track it, or if you want to just wait and let your research do its own progress. But that does take a long time. Now, when you're in your bunker and you want to get upgrades for it, I would recommend that you get the staff upgrade and the equipment upgrade. You may not have to get the security upgrade, but I would recommend the equipment and the staff. That'll set you back about another, 2 million, really. Actually, about $1.5 million. It'll set you back about $1.5 million, okay? The equipment upgrades like 800,000, the staff upgrades like a couple 100,000, okay? But when you have extra staff upgrade, you can work on both your stock level and your research. Remember, your supply level, the orange line, feeds both your stock level, the blue line, and your research progress, the green line, okay? So, and then if you have extra staff, you can have them either work all of it on stock, all of it on research, or all of it, or you can split them up and have them work on both. So both of those little things will get filled up. So let's do a mission. I'm just doing a supply mission, right? Some of these are real easy, like this one right here. I just go run and get a van and drive it on back to my bunker. Other ones are extremely difficult. You have to shoot down choppers. You got to kill a bunch of guys out there. I did one where I had to go rob some supplies from a bunch of the hobos under the bridge, and they had flare guns and axes and shotguns, and they were rushing me. It was crazy. I mean, it was it was messed up. There is so much in this DLC. There really is. So I'm gonna go over more with this on separate videos. There's just too much to cover in one. Now, this is the gun range. We were talking about that. Remember, the gun range allows you to unlock research and accessories for your gun, skins and things like that. Now, I said to get this, but once again, you don't have to, but I would recommend it because you do get a lot of cool features. It's a very expensive add-on. It's 800,000, but I mean, I would recommend it, but you have to pass these missions to unlock. And if you see at the right, there's a target score, 1600, and then there's my score, and you have to get headshots in succession or body shots in succession on the red to pass it. And I passed that one right there at 1730. and I unlocked tier 1 for the assault rifle. There's assault rifle, carbine, sniper, pistol, SMG, and combat machine gun. Not every gun is represented, but a lot of them are. And then now we'll see what this looks like. Now we're back in my MOC. This is where, so say we do the upgrade for or we shoot down range, we pass it. Now I can go upgrade the gun. So here's my regular carbine, and I upgrade it for 102,000, and it turns it into the Mark II, the MK2 version. And you have extended clips, you have tracer rounds, which I'm not really sure what they serve except for being able to see them. You add on grips, and it does, there's a whole bunch of stuff in here. There is a ton of stuff. You've got small scope, large scope, you've got barrels, you've got compensators, and they do affect the stats on the weapon. So this is basically like a newer version of the carbine that we had before. Now, once again, you don't have to have this to make money. You do not have to have this to make money, but it is a very cool part of the game, and it's something that's very fun that you probably will want to have regardless. But look how much these liveries and these skins are. We're talking 40. There's some that are $80,000. $80,000 skin. I mean, it's crazy. But once again, you know, I would recommend it for the sheer purpose for PvP and stuff like that. You'll be able to have a little bit of extra, but to have fun with it. You can revert it back to the old style, which I'll show you here in a minute. Okay, so that's basically the gist of it right there for you guys. I mean, there's a lot. I promise you, I will put out more videos. I will isolate each thing and kind of go into more detail with it. But this is kind of like a overall look and tutorial at the gun running DLC for GTA 5 Online. It's sick, guys. It's really fun. It's really expensive though. All right, so make sure you guys, if you got any questions, let me know in the comments down below, okay? Make sure you subscribe to my channel for the illest and realest content in the game, and make sure you smash that like button. Stay dangerous. We'll see you in the next one. Peace out.